Okay, we have now the time set at 1 o'clock, so it is time for our next session. We plan to put in a 5-minute break between every session, but it did not work. So well, anyway, we are starting on time, and that's already a achievement, I think. So let's dive into our WebSmart changes again. You probably already know the drill, but you can ask questions about presentation or other questions. We will record the session and the sheets will be available as well. Okay, so what we want to do is first I want to tell you a little bit about what is WebSmart. Then we are going to change a WebSmart program, and then we are going to create a new WebSmart program. And the reason why we have this presentation is because in the last year we have created together with BCD an interface for WebSmart. And that is why this is on the agenda. And while creating the interface for this application, yeah, it struck us how easy you could modernize your applications from your existing database, and how well we could integrate it with our change management system. So let's take a look. First, what is WebSmart? So we can create, it's a rapid development tool, to create RPG and PHP desktop applications. There are templates available that really can help you create application in minutes, and this is also what I'm going to show you. Of course, I mean, I'm not the owner of this product, and we have to all to be realistic. You can, of course, quickly create, let's say, your template, and that is really a big benefit, but then you have to add your business rules afterwards, right? So that is always something that needs to be done after the fact. But if you can already see that when I want to program a pageable subfile, I have to at least spend a day to get this going. It is really a relief to see, before I can get to my business rules, I'm already a day away, but now with these kind of solutions, I can start coding the flesh, the real thing, in a matter of minutes. So there are a number of additions for PHP, and actually the mobile version already includes ILE and PHP. So I think it's good to take a look at. So we have a more comprehensive overview of WebSmart later today by Greg Patterson from BCD. So it will be in our time around 4 o'clock or 4:30. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 5 o'clock. Okay, so you can look at the agenda, and he will tell you if it's a bird or if it's a plane. All right, so this is a little bit about WebSmart. So let's change a WebSmart program, and while we are at it, let's use Gravity for that, right? So we have here two things: changing a WebSmart program and creating a new WebSmart program. So let's take a look. Take a look at my inbox, and we see here. Contact field is too short in customer maintenance. Okay, so this is in Gravity. It's defined as 50. Please make it 70. All right, so let's take a look at the issue. Okay, so I'm going to dive in Gravity. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. One of the perks of a web browser, that you can make stuff a little bit bigger. So here's the issue. By Sandro, it's now defined as 50, no attachment, so he's being a little bit lazy. So let's make a little explanation of this. Contact field is too short in customer maintenance. Okay, so let's start working on it. Of course, let me just first, assign it to myself. And then start working on it. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So we will be notified. Now we can also see the TDOMS interface in action, because I will create a task in TDOMS and then move to the develop environment. So what this will do, it will create from Gravity a ticket in or a task in TDOMS so that we can start working from that task, and then it will attach this task to my original ticket. So if I now press on my connections, I can see that I have my issue over here, which is attached to my TDOMS task in application demo. Alright, let's take a look at that one. So it is now in TDOMS, and I'm going to go to my RDI. So this is from our previous environment, so let's go to TDOMS. And if I press F5, okay, oh, we're still in debug mode from the previous program. I apologize for that. Let me just get rid of this one and jump back to my TDOMS. Okay, so we can see now that the task appeared from Gravity in TDOMS. Contact field is too short. Well, that's spelled wrong in customer maintenance. All right, so let's take a look at customer maintenance. First, we want to find what is going on. So I'm going to click on this task, and I'm going to type in here customer. I mean, I don't know the program and the name, so I have to start somewhere, right? So it is customer maintenance. And indeed, I can see here my customer file, and I see some customer PHP stuff, customer file that I'm looking at. So I can just make sure and take a peek at the source. And contact name, yeah, there it is, contact 50. Okay, so that needs to be 70 positions. All right, so because we have made a WebSmart interface, we know which PHP and WebSmart components are using this file. So I can go in and maybe open the impact analysis on this, more about that in the next session. But I can already see that there is some WebSmart PHP file attached to this customer file. So we will find this relationship automatically. So once you create this WebSmart file, we know which IBM I files it uses. So if you want to change the file for some other reason, you know that it is being used in this WebSmart program. So let's connect this thing to our task. I'm going to use the direct connect option, and we will see that we have 6 components out of 6 that are part of this task. So let's take a look at that. What is it telling us? So it says I have this file, this physical file that I'm going to change. Then I'm having these 2 WebSmart files, which PHP is the, let's say, the executable, and PHP is the definition. And there are some things that need to be recompiled. So my logical and my other RPG programs are being recompiled because of this file change. So this is excellent. Let me just take a quick, okay, so let me get this into development. So I'm going to check this out, or copy as we call it, to development. And now everything is in development. So we have recreated all these components in our development. We have copied this to an IFS location, and we have copied the file to our development database library. So let's take a look at the WebSmart part first. Okay, so I double click it. It will open the WebSmart editor. And we can indeed see that the contact name is 50 positions, and here is the definition of the WebSmart. So it has a header, it has a record to display, a record to add, and a record to change. Okay, record to change. So this is the final code. So let's generate and run this. Okay. So now we see our company name. So this is generated of this is generated from WebSmart, and this is what your end users will see. Master file, I see something here. So let me just edit this record, and I get okay. So this looks already that this has been changed, right? To okay. So one moment, please. I'm going to remove my Skype because people are pinging me. Okay. Okay, so it is about this contact name, and let me just get back to my screen, click to stop and run it again. Okay, so I'm back with my screen. Okay, so we need to increment this contact name to 70 positions. All right, so this is the job at hand. Now I'm going to close my WebSmart editor, and let's first increment that file. So it was 50 positions and we want to make it 70. This is part of the change. Right, compile the file. And then we are going to open the WebSmart application again. It is still 50, but we are going to change that attribute, so we are going to synchronize. Okay, so now we can see it has reloaded the file definitions, which is now 70 positions, and now we can change this. So one convenient thing to do is press find over here, find this program, and wherever it says 60, we're going to change it to 70. So just press F3 and it will jump through all your screens, all your sources. Okay, list header 600. Okay, that looks good. Contact, what's this? 60. Okay, so we're going to make this 70. And here again. I'm not sure if this is the correct way to do it, right? So Greg can tell you more about this, but I just assume that developers had to do this. I'm not a WebSmart developer at all. So that also, I think, is some evidence on how easily this tool can be used. So this is now this component. We will generate it again. It will open up. And the field was indeed extended, and as we can see it. So if we type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and copy this and paste it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, we can indeed see that the field has been extended in WebSmart. So mission accomplished. Excellent. So what we now do is we are going to move this over to our test environment, and then of course our testers will be notified by this change, and they will be yeah, exactly. So let's see if this is at all possible. Move transfer. No, okay, so we still have to recompile some stuff based on this new file. We didn't do that yet, but I mean that's not the subject of this session. Okay, let's see, what's the time? I'm doing great. Maybe we have some time to get coffee later, folks. Okay, so let's see, what was my other task? So I can just, too short for customer maintenance, so I can tell Sandro fixed. I am happy to inform you. I'm happy. No, okay, let's just cut it and say fixed. Please test and document. Okay, so this will be delivered to Sandro, and maybe I can now also move it further through the workflow. Develop, finished. Okay, so it's out of my hands. Somebody else can work on it now. Okay, so this is the contact field, is too short and customer maintenance. That was one thing. Let's go jump back to the presentation. New issue, please fix it. Then creating a new WebSmart program, new enhancement request gravity, please fix it. Okay, I like short instructions. So let's see where it is. I'm opening my mail again. My mail says here, create department maintenance with WebSmart. Okay. Oh, let's look at this. This programmer, this person already supplied the file layout for me. Okay, that is really nice. So let's go into our Gravity again to find this item and start working on it. So I'm going to assign it to myself. And I'm going to take this through the workflow. I'm going to start working on it. And this will create a what we call a mini comment, a system comment. So people can also be notified of those if they want. So flow. And I'm going to create a task again in TDOMS and move it to my develop environment, which will create the ticket in TDOMS. Create department maintenance with WebSmart. And let's see if we also have our text in here. Yeah, okay, here is our file, what we need to create. Let's just get this one. This is the file. And I'm going to create a new file, new object, and I'm going to call, there's a file, physical, and I'm going to call it MU department in our data library. It's a physical file. Of course, I'm now using DDS, but I could just as easily also use SQL here, right? So I just select an SQL instruction, an SQL type. On the source, of course, I can select SQL, something like that, and our compiler or PFSQL, our compiler will be triggered by that source attribute. Okay, so this is our department file, and I'm going to put in my source library. So this should do it. Let's double check. MU department, right. Okay, so here we have the file now, and let's just open it so that we can edit it and paste in our source, which again is on the wrong position. 4? No, 5. So RR 5. Long live my PDM SEU experience. Oh, it's not good. A. Or is it? A file PF. Let me just reopen it quickly. No, that does not look good. Oh, this does not. No, it is not okay. This is not code, so I copied it wrong, I think. Let's take it from this one. So this one has some spaces in it. And space there. This one is correct. And now RR5. Yeah. I mean, this is what you get when you let other people design your files, right? Okay, so here we have it. This is our key, department code, customer name. I think that he meant department name. Department name. Right, okay, looks better. Contact and email address. Great, so let's compile this. Okay, so here I have my file. I am going to open WebSmart. And I'm going to create a new project. And you can see a number of templates. I'm going to use the same templates as we had just now, page at a time by key. So I'm going to create this one. The program name I can call department, something like that. Department, department maintenance. I'm going to put this on this place in the IFS, which is all default. The file name was mu-dept-m in data. Okay, which do you want to use as the key? That's this one. Yep. Next, calculated fields. I can make my own fields. Field selection. Let's say department code. This is on my filter. Field selection for single record display. Everything. Fields to filter by. Let me see if I didn't miss something. Field selection for list. And filter by, wait, a list. Of course, in the list I want to have everything except of for the email. Yep. And that's it. So now it generates a file. I'm going to save this in department maintenance, and I'm going to generate this code to see what it looks like. Okay, company name. Well, I have to fill in all the blanks, of course, but it's already here, right? So I'm going to add a record. Department code 1. Department key of code is party. Department key is 1. Department name is release party. Contact name is Wim, and this is my email address. Okay, so success. We have created a maintenance program for this file. Now, okay, we want to upload this to our IBM I. So what we're going to do next is we are going to go to our FTP site and say upload file. And we're going to upload our department. Okay, so now everything is back on the IBM I. I can close this, and I can reload my definitions by doing this. WebSmart, load WebSmart. Now, by loading this, we have found all the references to mu-dept-m, so I'm going to just reconnect that one. mu-dept-m. It's a little trick, so I don't have to find everything myself, because it already says, well, you're used by department PHW. So if I just do again connect with rules, it will connect everything. It will connect the file again, but that is skipped. So now I have my department PHP and department PHW. If I double click on this, oh, it's still open. Oh no, it's not. I'm sorry about that. Here it is. So double clicking will bring me back to the editor, and now I can move this to my test environment. Everything is okay. Okay. Test. I can deploy it immediately also to my PHP servers. I will do that, not do that right now, and finish, and everything will be moved to our next environment. Alright, so this is basically my WebSmart presentation. Well, I think we achieved quite a lot in 25 minutes by changing an existing maintenance program, and also by creating a new maintenance program for a completely new. Of course, this is not real life situation. You still need to add some bells and whistles for every screen, but to get started this quickly is truly amazing. So it's what I think a nice option.